All right, good afternoon. Welcome back here to Trader Minute. Great to have you aboard. A few things we have to do with the challenge here this afternoon, so let's go get to it. Procter and Gamble just isn't performing. It's pulled on back here just a little bit today. Nothing too dramatic, but just has not been able to have that follow through on the breakout there. Something that's still very interesting to the upside in many ways, but as far as the challenge goes, not something I'm able to hold at this point. And so let's go and take it, and we'll move on for Procter and Gamble. And I'm just going to market order this thing, and 5 contracts at 198. 198 was the fill price there. So let me make sure the alert goes out. There we go. And we'll update it here on the spreadsheet. 198 here. There we go. So about a $300 loss on that position. For having some good potential, it just kind of died for us, and move on and on to the next one here. But closed out here on 210 in the PM session. All right. Now J.P. Morgan. It's up just a little bit. Still in a good spot, still in a good position here. So we'll continue to hold it there, but would love to see it just kind of break out of that 138 level and go, here already. So anyway, as you can probably see for the spreadsheet, there are 2 entry triggers on the board here today, gold and GLD. So gold and gold, basically. We have the gold miner, GOLD, or Barrick Gold, which has a nice little signal on it here today. And we have GLD, the actual yellow metal, that has a signal on it here today as well. So I was looking at this, and how do I trade it? How do I go about, dealing with both of those? Do I want to trade, both of those here? Or do I want to just trade one? It only really makes sense to trade one. So I'm going to go and trade Barrick, GOLD here. And I'm just looking at the regular March monthlies and the 18 strike here on those. It's a 3-cent spread, a little higher than what I would like to see here. But I'm going to do 15 contracts on it and come in here, see if they'll fill me at 98. Yeah, they filled me at 98, no problem there. So I did 15 contracts at 98 cents there. So let's come in and fill that out and make sure the alert goes out here first. My apologies. So 15 contracts on the 20th of March. 20th of March calls, and the strike price on that is 18. There we go. All right, we're good. All right, alert is out. So let's come in here, and we have 0.98. On 15 contracts. Now the entry price on the stock here on the position. Let's see here. Yeah, it hasn't moved. So it is 1846. So 1846 here. The ATR on it, the average true range, is 44. Excuse me. 0.44. And so that'll give us our exit level and our profit level here. Now, one thing about the profit level is we're only looking at about a 60% gain if it hits that level. But at the same time, we're not looking at a huge loss here. At the at the first ATR loss. So it's still in a good risk reward spot, but it's not as much reward as some other positions, not as much risk as some other positions. So I did add just a little bit extra to the position in terms of the contracts, to account here for that. And so let's get the rest filled out here. And this is going to give us our auto exit date of, what is it, the 13th, I believe? 13th and 17th. So 2-13 p.m. and 2-17 p.m. here. There we go. And so we'll fill that in as our price, and that'll be cash in about $1,500 here. And position is open. All right, so off and rolling here. Challenge is about 3,500. We've kind of danced around a little bit. We started, dipped down to 2,000, kind of right away, and then pop back up. We hit over 4,000. Dip back down again, pop back up a little bit, and kind of just dancing in this area. Here with the GOLD. So, with the new trades on the board. So hopefully they'll push us up into that kind of 5K, 6K area, which is, what the potential is there for them. We've had some, not so great numbers in terms of, gains versus losses, so far this challenge. But we haven't seen a whole lot of trend action. We've seen more bounce action and things, but, plenty enough to still take advantage of and to still go out and trade. All right. So that's the JP Morgan exit and the GOLD entry. And we'll run here with those. Market metrics are still bullish. Still bullish here. Just not a whole lot changing in them here today. In fact, I think that's one of the common themes in the market today. It's not a lot of change. I mean, even if we look at the, number of advancers versus decliners, we only have just fractional amount of gainers versus decliners out there. If you look at small caps today, they're up 0.3%. You look at the large caps, they're up 0.3%. If you look at China, the FXI, it's up 0.3%. So you kind of get the picture. This kind of 0.3%, and not much out there. Other than, just some of those moves. Now, not all stocks are the same. We have IBM pulling back a little bit. You can use candles like this, put a stop on today's low and be a buyer. If you kind of take a look at something like Boeing and doing that, on Friday, those are some of the ways that I think are best if you're going to want to look at upside, and say, hey, you know what? This is just in a trend. I got to go after it. Put a stop on today's low and run here with it. There are things like a Verizon, right? Which, not a super comfy place to be a buyer, but you can step in, use today's low as a stopping point, and go. All right. Thanks for hopping on. Have yourselves a fantastic evening, and I'll be back on with you here tomorrow morning. We'll talk to you then. Take care.